Well, good morning to one and all. My name is Naresh. Here, the subject is the business economics and the financial analysis. Topic is about the basic concepts of the business economics. Let's discuss the basic concepts regarding to the subject business economics and with the financial analysis. Initially, let's discuss the content which I am which I am discussing right now is about the meaning of the economics, importance of business economics, what is meant by the microeconomics and the macroeconomics, demand and supply, demand and its types, application and usage, application and usage of these business economics, and at last the conclusion of it. Here, at first, what actually the economics mean to be? We are listening the word economy, economics terminology thoroughly in our day-to-day life. To know what actually it means, it is nothing but the of. It is defined as a social science which covers the actions of individuals and groups of individuals in the process of producing, exchanging, and consuming of goods and services to achieve optimization of resource use. Production designs, exchange designs, consumption designs. According to Lord Robbins, economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between the ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. That's it. That's what the mean of the word terminology economics. It is regarding to the info of expenditure of numbers. And the other thing is the importance of the business economics. Here, the business economics is a useful subject. In fact, it is the most significant of all social sciences. Its study is highly useful for analyzing and understanding the various economic problems. Its study brings utility to all sections of people. Business economics became the intellectual religion of the day. Business economics is described as both light giving and fruit bearing science. It enriches our knowledge, light, and brings the results fruits. That's what actually the meat of the business economics and its importance. And the other thing which we discuss in the content initially, what actually the word terminology, microeconomics and the macroeconomics need to be. At first, we discuss the microeconomic nature. That the business economics is microeconomic in its nature because it's deal with matters of particular business firm only use of economic theories. Business economics uses all economic theories relating to the profits, distribution of income, etc. Normative science, business economics is a normative science. That's what the microeconomic nature is to be. And the second term, word terminology is all about the macroeconomic nature. Here, even though business economics has the nature of microeconomics, it also uses macroeconomic approaches frequently. Certain matters in macroeconomics like business cycles, national income, public finance, foreign trade, etc., are essential for business economics. So, business economics uses the macroeconomic phenomenon for taking the business decisions. That's what actually the macroeconomic nature. These two word terminology, I mean the microeconomics and the macroeconomics were different word terminology which was furtherly studied. And the other thing is we are discussing right now is the demand and supply. Actually, these words are listened by us in our day-to-day life. When we move on to the market or else something else place, we are we are listening these words. What actually the demand is to be. People who are discussing about it, what actually the demand and what is supply in it as like that. Based on the demand, the what the business is to be either good or bad by based on it, based on the two word terminology demand and supply. People were come to an extent to whether the business is good or bad. Based on that, we can understand. At first, let's discuss what actually the demand is to be. Here, the demand for commodity refers to the amount of it which will be bought per unit of time at a particular price. Demand in economics means effective demand for a commodity. That is, one should have desire for a commodity or service, willingness to pay its price, ability to pay its price is nothing but the all is nothing but of the demand. Let's what actually the supply is to be. Here, the supply of a commodity means quantity of a commodity which is actually offered for a sale at a given price during the particular period of time. It is always referred to in relation to price and time. That's what mean to be the war terminologies demand and supply are to be. And the other one is demand and its types. We discussed in the last PPT what actually the demand is to be and the supply also. Based on the demand categorized as three major parts. Here these were listed as direct demand, derived demand, individual demand. Let's discuss one by one each. At first, the direct demand is to be. Here, the direct demand for consumption goods and services that satisfy consumer desires. And the second one is the derived demand. Derived demand, these are sometimes called the intermediate goods. For example, demand for steel, it was an intermediate good, is derived from the demand for final goods. Example is nothing but that of the automobiles. Here, automobiles, in case we are take the vehicle, either the four wheeler or two wheeler, is nothing but that of the final good. Whereas the intermediate good is nothing but the steel at here. This was actually the examples for the word derived demand. And the next one is the individual demand. Here, this individual demand refers to the demand for a commodity from the individual point of view. The quantity of a good a consumer would buy at a given price during a period of time is his individual demand for the particular good. That's what actually the demand is to be and its types. And furtherly, we are going to discuss the application and the usage of the economics in our day-to-day life. Here, business economics is a field of applied economics that studies the financial, organizational, market related, and environmental issues faced by corporations. Business economics encompasses subjects such as the concept of scarcity, product factors, distribution, and consumption. Applied economics is the application of economic theory to determine the likely outcomes associated with various possible courses of action in the real world. As a result, applied economics can lead to do list for steps that can be taken to increase the probability of positive outcomes in real world events. And the final, we discussed the application and usage of the economics in our day-to-day life. And the last one is the conclusion part of the presentation. Here, the conclusion is nothing but that of the applied economics is the term used to describe how economic theories can be applied to real world situations. It was not only regarding to the economics, but also certain other applied terminologies. This looks at everything from costs and benefits to predicted human behavior to make an informed decision. Here, informs decision, influence everything, impacts industries, inspires business success, international perspective. These were the most impacted things which are by the what terminology economics. That's what we we are read based on this content given in the presentation. We have discussed the meaning of the economics, importance of the business economics, what actually the microeconomics and macroeconomics, demand and supply, application usage, conclusion. That's what it. Thank you all.